I'm gonna see that. Let me check with you and see if everything is all right. All right. Let's see how we could deliver the perfect webinar, the perfect solution for your perfect problem. All right. Seems like we are live, and I say welcome to everybody. I didn't realize that I was live, but hey, what can we do? Everyone is feeling free to put a Y, in the comment section, and if you wanna, participate, you let me know. And then we're gonna start first with what we came here to do, to deliver a perfect webinar. Of course, it's gonna be, expressing a lot of things, and today we're gonna talk about it. And then I say, welcome everybody. Feel free that you make sure that you have no noise around you while listening to the webinar, because if you are related to what's in that webinar, I believe that you will take more than, try to isolate yourself away from noise and everything so you can focus. So maybe you could change your life. It might be your boss jumping. Welcome to the webinar, The Mastery of the Dream of You. Today we're going to talk about the 5 steps, from emotional depression, mental depression, to the dream life manifestation. It means your symptoms are not what they seem to be. Master the dream of you in 5 steps. But first, we don't want to waste nobody's time. Who is this for? This is a webinar for a specific group of people. There's a filter applied. This webinar is for female, male, and professional who makes a living with their expertise and knowledge. Wisdom. Who are feeling stuck and depressed. Whether you have a low drive for years or you're new to the depression family, you are at the right place. Master the dream of you. You are the most precious element that you will ever need, and this is for you. If you're a coach, an influencer, a leader, a psychic, this is for you. If you're an artist seeking for new form of inspiration, a writer wants to connect to your imagination, a decision maker that needs to create a bubble to isolate yourself, to take a pause and know the secret of what if, and to make a change, religious leaders, because world is changing right now. Scientists, engineers of tomorrow, people that needs to create breakthrough, that want to connect to the deep in calling ones. This webinar is for you. If you are seeking to be the master of you, take control, heal, and manifest your dream life, this is for you. Well, this is what we're going to talk about today in this webinar. How to overcome overwhelm, anxiety, depression, and other emotional distress so you have peace of mind, you feel better, you sleep better, manifest your dream. The best version of yourself. Even it seems impossible sometimes. You say, how is that impossible? It is a disruptive way. How to discover your purpose and manifest your dream, and the dream of you in 8 weeks. How to reconnect with the 4 elements, getting rid of fear, holding you back. From taking action, decisive action, to change your destiny, because every action leads to an outcome. Reconnect with your inner joy of life by allowing yourself a guilt-free reality. How to reclaim your willpower and manifest your dream life. Being able to renew and fall in love again, like the first time again. Discover the vibration of your truth. Be the key of your destiny, even you never tried it before. The mastery of you. Become the master of the dream of you. Or you can choose to continue to be in an eternal circle of wearing a mask, living a life which is frustrated under your same skin every day, an unhappy character you play silently always getting involved and trapped in abusive relationship with yourself and mostly like with others. Here comes the spending addiction, because when there is emptiness, you have to fill that hole. Drug addiction usually being used for that. Sex addiction is the common practice. And these are the results of an imbalance in your life. You lose sleep, and you see that, and you would agree with me, you don't look good at all. Your solution is what we're going to talk about in two-step: how to effortlessly practice the magnetic observation in the practice of an ancient diet. By the way, in this experience, when you choose to jump in, your third eye is going to be open. So it's a warning. So from there, you understand that my promise to you is to master the dream of you. You need yourself, because on this webinar, we will learn about the 5 steps from emotional depression to dream life manifestation, overcoming anxiety, depression, mental and emotional trauma. You will learn the master of the dream of you. The dream you is the most important piece, and it is necessary. The benefits from there are countless. You will walk in life with confidence and power. Your friends will start to notice something different about you. Your family will beg to know what is it your secret, because you're glowing. Your better half, if you have one, and if you're gonna have one, or if you know, will wake up with renewed love and attention and power for you, because your vibrations is changing. People feel differently around you. These are the benefits we need. But to get there, discipline is always in an order. Chaos is what we already been in and out. Golden rules are simple. For everyone that chooses to remain here, this is no ride in the park, testing the water type thing. It's not a distraction. Your belief also cannot be stronger than observations and fact. I am a Christian background myself. When I mean hardly, hardly. But truth is truth. And it is required your honest cooperation to unlock the current energy, because it's about energy flow. Before getting there, I just was invited in a live, but the lady speaking was, all kind of, imbalance. And then right there in the live, I make sure that, her honesty allow her to unlock and reset the current and create harmony. With these rules comes with a notice. You have to understand neither my results nor my clients are the same. It depends with the program based on the solution we seek. Some solutions take longer and some solutions are shorter. Because I love to work with people who are aware and dedicated. Because I am going to tell you what to do. You going to make sure you put the work. Because they know the path to their dream life is to be responsible. Someone has to be responsible. And the first person is you. And usually these happen out of comfort zone. Extreme uncomfortability create pressure. So they work hard. The results depends entirely on you. I will show you the doors, of course, but you will have to take your strength, your will, be brave, and to walk into the doors in you, because you are the church of God. And from there, we have to check like a test to see if we can relate. As human beings, we are connected to certain experience, what we call growth. So in the direction where that webinar is going, we're gonna see that we're gonna run a little test and see, does it sound like you? It's a test that will tell you where you are, so I can meet you where you are. We're gonna go down to the memory lane. Because today, remember, it's a solution for people who are hardly and deeply in the abyss of depression and anxiety, in which there's no secret. Everybody in the world are having the same problem based on the structure of the society. It's a trend now, they're just realizing it. Now, first step in the test. Do you worry about being a failure of your life? that sense grip you in the stomach, in your gut. The fear of being you is greater than the character you play every day. Does this sound like you? Do you still feel emotionally at your lowest? You remember when you used to be at your highest when you were a kid. Every word used to be expressed. Now you procrastinate, socially unfit everywhere you go. Nobody fits your needs. And you feel like life is passing you by, every news you get from friends. Why? Does this sound like you? You still wake up unrested? After more than 8 hours of sleep, empty, without purpose, you feel you have no will, no drive, no ambition. Does this sound like you? More often you realize you have to make a move, but you feel like you don't know where to begin. You don't know where you are. You feel lost. In this cosmic energy, in this world, more and more every day you become a stranger. Does this sound like you? Do you secretly complain about yourself, your life, your job, your future? And most of the time we tend to blame things on other people. We create an invisible ceiling. We feel the presence of an invisible ceiling stopping us, like almost an intelligent ceiling in our mind, in our feeling. In our action. And this is where we have to pay attention, folks. Automatically comes the big question. If these sounds like symptoms that you have correctly, so you are in a position to take action because you are now in the verge to uncover a secret that is now offered to you. And with these type of behavior for 20 years, 15 years, 10 years, a month under these type of pressure is a lot. Now the big question is what will happen in the long term? A long term, 15, 14 year eating, thinking, acting, doing the way we do. How you know? The end result is a life of shame. Mentally, resilience, emotionally, you will be trapped in depression mode. No social life. And most of the time, people on these paths always end up being victim of addiction, like spending, gambling, sex, drug, trying to fill out an empty hole, eating disorder, or one or the other. Everyone before you on the same path experience blood pressure, cholesterol, diabetes, and suicidal thoughts. We don't wish that onto nobody here, but at most, this is what you get. Now, once you realize that something has to happen, a step needs to be taken on the long term if you want to escape, save yourself, because you are your savior, your cross in the middle of your mind. Now let's see what would happen if we make the opposite move. Remember, if any of these sound like you, I got good news for you, because there is a step now you have to take. None of these things are the real problem. The real problem is you haven't made the shift yet. And I'm going to tell you what they are in a minute, but once you do, you have to be ready. Because it's an important step that is gonna change your life forever. In 8 weeks, you will have basically no memory of who you were, because you will be able to identify and choose your circle. Surrounded by like-minded people, you will be able to smell confident and all the time identify and follow your purpose. You will be a different person with a different compass, because you use your mental compass to take decision when you're making true decision with your heart. We're taking a compass, started to be honest, and then that's really important on that step. You will be able to execute well-crafted, well-calculated, well-structured plan, taking executive decision on your behalf with fulfilling sentiment, because you will be standing for you. For the first time, you will learn how to stand, to represent, not to, to breach your contract with yourself, but to truly represent yourself, spirit, body, and soul, and vibrationally and eternally. You will have to learn to celebrate all the small steps towards the realization of the dream of you, because some of the time we need to learn how to celebrate. We celebrate the country every year. How about we celebrate every little moment, every little achievement, every little move we ever made toward manifesting the dream of us, which is freedom of thought, speech, and action. You will be able to enjoy the ride from the windows of your life, like feeling the ride, because when activating, everything goes on automatic. You just pick and choose. And having the blessing to serve people, helping people at the same time is a higher purpose. And I can guarantee you, after these 8 weeks, you're gonna see what is your place in this world, who you need to serve, because it's part of your healing. Once you make these steps, you will realize that there is no limit. Limit never existed, by the way. They were never there to begin with. In finding your place in this world, you will be able to shift from anxiety, depression, and more to capitis, meaning pertaining to the head. You will be full of ideas and desires. You will be, you will feel that your brain, your heart, and your gut, these are three brain, the three heart, the three mind, which we use to take decision inside of us, like human being using this channel, being alert. If there is something in an etheric level, your brain, your heart, which is not your heart as a pump of blood, but the central heart, which is the third eye chakra, which is the fourth chakra, which is the heart chakra. People that are already taking my class understand what I'm saying. They're gonna work in synchronicity, so you know when you're gonna be right and when you're gonna be wrong. You won't feel jealousy. That would be a great lift over your shoulder. Depression, anxiety, stress, being overwhelmed, no low self-esteem, because you will be too busy being the solution and experiencing deep joy from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed. Only getting busy, excited like a little child to realize and manifest the dream of you. The dream of you, this is the steps that you're going toward from anxiety and depression. And what would be the reason to listen to someone like me? Who am I? What are my qualifications? Talking about the dream of you, which is a really high research topic from all the scientists, even military around the world, trying to understand the human mind. And finally, they're getting there. Well, why would you listen to me? Well, I'm more than a practical guy. Fenner Pierre Gilles. Ever since I was 78 years old, I realized that I was special because certain experience that I was accustomed to on the daily basis, I never hear people and never heard people talking about them on the open. Now, to be precise, aware of my cosmic identity since I was 14, when I mean it officially, I painfully lost my mom and my dad. So from there, you can understand that I know the weight of the abyss of loss, depression, and abuse. And along the year, I have developed, this method to heal myself and serve a lot of people over the years. I recently proposed this service, and since then, demands are coming more and more every day, and been advised to expand it. And I was afraid. I believed I didn't make my research properly to realize that how it is a planet issue. For now, I teach in 3 languages. I serve in Haitian, Creole, French, and English. I serve people all around the world, so you will see from my reviews. And who overcome all kind of disorder and balance. I am an authority in third eye chakra, which is the heart chakra. I believe I am the only person talking about vibration and experiences on my life and everywhere where people we know. I would change your energy from wherever it is and teach people how to do the same. And this is how I understand the power of the dream of you, which is two powerful techniques and behavior that I incorporated from the pain and all the lessons that I have in life, all my traumas, and that's how I learned to observe them. I used to fight them because human beings, we take two stages. The first stage is fear, so we flee. The second stage is flee, but we fight it. We challenge it, so we fight. And the third stage is when we understand all is knowledge around us, we harvest, we control, we educate, we learn, we train. So I learned to observe how to feed my mind, and usually it's called mindset, a specific way to think or to reflect. That would be, for all my people that already take my course, know how to observe. Observe is not a word, it's a behavior. And how to learn how to vibrate and feel and feed the dream. When I mean feed the dream, I'm talking about if I'm doing an exercise with my muscles, and then my muscles are exterior to my bones, so they will expand outside, so I would have to feed them with proper nutrients and minerals. They need fiber, they need specific food for them to develop. But when it comes to the brain, to the vibration, certain aspect in us, the lymphatic system, the gland system, these are the most important current that we need to feed, and there is specific food to clean these channels and then to allow us to vibrate differently. So my story with the 5 shifts that I'm gonna help you discover now is more in a practical story. It's easier for me to show you than to explain it to you. And there are 5 key shifts that everyone, the top mind, high mind, are practicing around the world. You can call Elon Musk, Don Pena, you can analyze all of them. They're practicing the same 5 shifts. In the same 5 shifts, you make them before you overcome mental, emotional, and anxiety while you learn to serve others. Your purpose is to materialize your wildest dream of you. That's the only purpose you have in this earth. Nikola Tesla dreamed about the Niagara Falls, and he happened to create a machine, electric machine there. Your dream is why you choose that. This is your reason, and the how will be provided by the right brain. And this is what people who are familiar with the teaching of The Secret. For instance, The Secret says you attract everything you think about, or your thought, or only the leaf, the root of your thought is on your heart, not your physical heart, but your heart chakra. And then I can prove it anytime. You attract anything you feel. Your feelings are related to a frequency, a radio frequency that you call thought. When you're thinking, it's a radio frequency, but it's a reflection on a different level. When you separate electricity from magnetism, it becomes electric. So thoughts are a reflection of how we feel. If your mind is troubled, it's because your heart is troubled. We'll come that later on the course. But let's stick to the webinar. The first shift to be practiced is the virtue of honesty. These words look simple, but trust me, these are the most important words that you will never hear in your life. Honesty. You gotta learn why the practice of honesty, how to tuning in that particular frequency allow you to escape logic as a culture. You have to understand there is one curriculum, one method of teaching around the globe on all the schools, and especially in all the Catholic school. They only teach you to be logical, storing information, but not problem solving, which is something that you already have in you. And to become a problem solver as an individual, see everything in oneness. You have to pass the limit of your fear, because fear is a gatekeeper, and fear is your best friend, your teacher. And fear will show you that everything around you are resources. Why you need to stop reacting in the situation is the only way to escape mental blockade, mental paralysis, which occur a lot with all of you, especially those of you that suffers from depression, all kind of emotional, mental trauma. And then the root of anxiety is where depression starts, by attracting all you fear. Anxiety is when you have a sequence of event, word, imagery connected to a memory of your pain, and it creates a hell for you in the moment. That's why you need to really pay attention about the virtue of honesty, because did you know that honesty is the only key emotion, an electromagnetic frequency acting like a gateway, a link, a switch that you can turn on and off. Your core vibration or mood of your true reality, because your true reality is your aura, your real emotion, not what you don't say or don't express to people, the exact color that you have right now in your reality. A shift from electric thought, which is the logic curriculum, to a magnetic and harmonic vibration that automatically solve all your problem. And I believe some of you can confirm over the live, since we having it live. You can confirm by pressing a little Y, right? If you press Y, it says like you agree, and then you feel that energy shift, because it's easier to demonstrate than to tell you or to explain. That's what I love about this. So you can, I'm gonna keep continuing the webinar, but you can put a Y, and so you can put thank you. Well, you put a hi, but I was expecting a Y. But if you just come and let's continue. Yeah, let me see. Okay, thank you. Someone reacted a Y, because there is 15 seconds of delay. So let me continue then. So, and this is the virtue of honesty. It's the first shift. And this is what we are reviewing in this webinar. On the second shift comes the accepting your emotion without fighting. Because once you are honest, honesty gives you a map, an emotional map. Now, to accept that map as a creation on the blockchain, as an information that needs to be recorded as authentic by your subconscious mind, you have to understand what depression and anxiety are. Triggered based states. You only deep dive in depression only when you are triggered, because when you have video footage, audio footage, with memory, with vibration, with emotion, you have a memory. So there is a trigger for memory of pain, trauma, just like a DJ have it on loop. So when it's a triggered based state, meaning it's an emotional based state, meaning it's a vibrational, it can be felt on these different levels and immediately. So acceptance is that state of mind generating balance automatically and equilibrium, because there is no fight. It releases you from all form of pain. And I believe some of you can confirm right now on this live webinar that your vibration shift in all form of pain, that you are being transformed and being replaced by almost like a goosebump feeling, something totally, is emerging, a balance, a peace, So like I said, it's easier to demonstrate than to explain. So that's what we call immediately the result would be the energy will be flowing. When the energy flows, you feel it, you feel good. Otherwise, this is what you used to do before, engaging in mental conversation. You create another personality that you think, that is you engaging in a conversation with you in your mind, and you get tired sometimes, exhausted, and sometimes these dialogue get loud, and most of you don't know how to get out in that guilty dialogue with yourself. You don't know how to get out of these conversations, and that is why acceptance helps you. This is the most second shift. Acceptance as a virtue. I know it's scary, but not accepting create paralysis, and paralysis reacts as a resistance in your mind. We're talking energy, generating sometimes multiple personality disorder. Now you see the roots of the thing. Disassociation that's happened usually in the church, and on a culture called voodoo also, disassociation. And this is how you lose taste for life, because your conscience you is not related anymore with the society that you are part of it. It's crazy, I know. But you have to understand how acceptance is a crucial step to overcome anxiety, depression, and it's also the most powerful enzyme, fuel, resources to manifest the dream of you. It's just two sides of both coins. Now, after these two first shifts, we're going to start with the secret weapon. We need a technique. Mastering the dream of you is the most powerful technique that I know of. It is better than the tonic drink, intermittent calm and meditation lying to yourself, the sleeping pills that cannot stop, we became addicted to, or the temporary meditation therapy relief, because we, the master the dream of you, we go on the root of the problem. It is based on review, and all the scientists, military scientists can, prove you the same, because all the proof are there. And if we talk about secret weapon, it's usually a tool, a knowledge, or a technique. The secret weapon technique is solely based on using the state of calm as an emotion, as a frequency, state of sleep, which is the alpha frequency, at the healing state for anxiety. It's a cancellation mode. The body can put itself in a certain position of observant. Now you feel it now, and you can feel the heat, waving up. You feel that there's a flow of energy in your body. Now you can do it along with me. Like I said, you can press a Y anytime you feel it. When I ask a question, press a Y, and then you'll understand that there's no joke. It's easier to do than explain, trust me. And then depression will come. And this is how you lift the weight on you. And then you can only leave that emotional barrier, that vibration, that for the psychic, because these are just maps. The Kabbalah is just map. The radio UV is just map. All of these are just map of the body. And then until you practice the vibrational and emotional as frequency to cancel your pain, your psychic imbalance, and all kind of thing in between, etc., you will realize the master of the dream of you. And it's a challenge even the Greek has to go through in the maze meeting the Tartarus. So from there, the secret weapon is a technique, and then you're feeling it right now. I'm going to show you exactly how it works, since I already started for a minute. But first, let's talk about all the way you've been trying, but it doesn't work till now. Let's try to make a review. And we're going to take as an example to dive in a case study. One of my students, let's take Milton for instance. She's more than an introvert. She came, with all the same problem as previously cited. But in her case, she was blocked on an idealistic level. Means she lives in her dream. Whatever happened in the house, physically, she only addresses it when she sleeps. If the situation when she wake up is good, she will feel good. She spent a whole year reporting me about dreams and color, and I realized that she's fighting every problem that she has because she created a block for herself, and she don't know how to go over that block of fighting it. And then she started to have nightmares, and she sleeps a lot. She started to believe that her dream state is a reality. It is true, part of the truth, but not entirely true. It depends on how we approach it. So after 1 year of resistance, she made the leap of faith for the mastery of the dream of hers. She manifests the first step of business, because the root chakra, confidence, is based on security. So this is one of the things we teach. And after manifesting her business, her dream business, and boom, everything went well from there. And I mean automatically well. Her life dynamic changed. Like everything about her changed. You know, she's a go-getter. Like now she's a spoken person now today. I believe I spoke to her like today, and her voice was sharp and, you know, full of gratitude. She was in a different state of reality now. Now reality now is her dream to be modified. She knows, she's aware that she is the outcome by putting the work. She is now on a journey, like, you know, and never to be lost again, because she have that spiritual, that divine compass. She is the living proof that anxiety is now the fuel to build the dream life you want. With that hand, we're gonna compare it and then to understand deeply what it means. Because all emotional imbalance, like anxiety, depression, for a long time were considered as a disease. But in reality, they are a symptom. And the only cure till this day, we know it, all the commercials are talking about it, is heavy medication, 800 milligram to be drugged, with more side effect than the solution we seek. More imbalance, physiological, biological, chemical imbalance. And start learning, master the dream of you. Anxiety is life. You have to understand that every situation in your life could be a trigger for your anxiety, for your pain, your memory, your recording, your trauma. It can click on any time. And the more you get older, it takes different form. So that's why you have to understand you need the practice of honesty. First shift. The mind-humbling practice of acceptance. Second shift. Of course, the magnetic, super cool secret weapon that I just, you know, you're still connected to it. You feel the magnetic feeling, you know, the secret techniques that I teach. And a simple diet to be, you know, to be on. And you will be surprised. It's like finding the key to the vault, like the key to the bank, the perfect code, the right frequency you are tuned in. Because once you tune in on that observation central frequency, automatically everything shifts from depression, anxiety, and more to blue sky all day. Like my friends love to say, call it a day. And you'll be able to create a productive day because you will wake up charged, full of energy. Like most of you having goosebumps by now, huh? And don't worry, it's going to be recorded on the live. Eh? You can relate. Most of you are having goosebumps right now, right? So you can call it a day. And these are a hint of the results that we all want. But till now we have been kept in a fight. The whole ways of doing things, the whole way of governing, the whole way of philosophy, the whole way of cooking food, and the new way which is effective and more adapted to this new reality, this new system of belief, this new generation, new vision, new philosophy, new ways. Let's make a deep comparison and then we can understand ourselves. And the old ways, you know, let's see, all the things we've been doing wrong. And when I mean doing wrong, that doesn't bring the expected result. Sometimes, no matter the religion, there's always an imposed conversion. Does it bring you close to God? And what conversion means, it's being accepted by a society. It's like a ceremony of receiving a nationality. If I get initiated under voodoo culture, it means I am now a national, Asian national. If I get initiated in Christianity or being a priest, I am now a citizen of that jurisdiction. That's basically what it means. That doesn't have to do with anything. Cultural adaptation, always buying new clothes, because every one of these solutions comes with business, apparel, glove, headdress, because this is not the solution. And all of them are temporary intermediate result, because in a ceremony you might be disconnected for a little while. And at the stage one, you take it personally. You know, usually we dive in silence, you know, social disconnection, you know, depression, extra dedication. Usually we use work. We work too much. Sometimes we use food. We eat too much. We drink too much. Sometimes some of us use drug. The pain is so deep that we want to escape reality, but there is no door out. We search for a heaven because we need peace. We are troubled inside of under our skin. We search for a church. We use sometimes work hours for shelter. We work tremendous hours. We were always on the move because peace and silence scares us. There's noise, conversation in our mind that we don't know how to silence. We are not the king and the queen of our kingdom. And we need these to help us forget. Sometimes some of us create traveling, midterm results, like always trying to meet with new friends, always changing new location, always, try to create a new life, create a new story, but memory and triggers are following you everywhere. You are under the same skin, and guess what? We are still at square one. It doesn't work. And these are part of the old ways of the confusing, uncertain, perplexing, below and unclear and distorted old ways. At the second stage, fighting and understanding the old ways, you change to the famous anger phase. You're always angry. It's a sign that you're seeking for security. You're pushing people away because you're not ready to deal with yourself. And it's a defensive sign. It's a mask that usually people use all the time. And you transfer. Let me tell you, anger is the easiest thing to share around. You can love in silence, but anger makes noise. And usually this is the easiest way to pull people away from you. The easiest way. And then it's an energy that is easily transferable all around you. You eat, sleep, live less. These are the common signs, the symptoms. You are more aggressive. Conflictual headache usually at night sleeps with you on the bed. These diagnostics are usually on a clinical stage, by now. You're already, following some special therapy or being under some government drug. Temporary relief medication. And again, you see that the old ways is confusing. It doesn't work. It teaches you everything, wants you to memorize everything, but doesn't give you the solution. But on the new ways, there's things are easier, and especially for the dream of you, the new age, being under awareness and understanding that we are the temple of God, and that's the only thing we miss. We use the phoenix to show that the flame that was enslaved, burn again. The Atlantean light, it's the bird of the sun, it's the Ra bird. You see, in the new ways, it's easy, simple, effortlessly acceptable, but in mostly almost free. Like the knowledge is free, but my expertise have a price. There is no imposed religion. You don't need to be converted to a new religion or, like the old ways. No, adopting a new culture, investing your money now to behave or buying another clothes. Come on, man, it's 2021. All you need is a 20 minutes of diagnostic, a 20 minutes of magnetic meditation. And the more you practice it, you won't need it as much, because the more you do it, the more you can verbally and mentally activate your shift and test it. But once open, it's open all the time. You will understand the practice of a mind act, which I call observation, the magnetic observation. That's a secret weapon, by the way, called magnetic observation, that you will have to experience of the first time. It's not something I tell you, something you experience. The opening of your chakra, how they vibrate. You're gonna be the witness of the magnetic field and how it works to your body, like you feel it right now. If some of you are, can in a position where they can just close your eyes, and then boom, you will easily feel that you have some energy field around you, So the new ways is the easiest way never existed. Simplicity all the time. And after that, we're going to talk about the fourth shift, which is intuition. All these results, when you get balance, which way to go, in which direction to go. And this is why we need to be careful, because intuition are really mixed message. So you need someone to help you and analyze the risk, because you don't follow all your intuition. They're always right, but they need to be interpreted correctly, because your soul is a frequency that can go through wall. 40% of people tested by the government are declared psychic. They receive some form of information about event about to come. They feel it. So it's not a joke that you are really parasensorial. By definition, intuition is an insight, direct or immediate cognition, spiritual perception, right? The root word is spirate. Officially, in the Vatican the word spirate means breathing in and out, but it's older than that. It's called nether. So it means the creative function of the divinity. Whoever breathes, God's is through. The trees, the plant, the animal. And they know it. It's on their own language. It means breathing in the sense of creating thoughts, memory, feeling, action, ideas, intent. So you know that intuition is also a coded language of your soul, receiving information as a captor, as a channel. And they give you these information back in form of premonition, in a dream format. Flashes format for fast mind with the light chakras upon you. See flashes all the time. Some people hear it, get connection with voices format. Some people are more on the deja vu side format, meaning you hit two birds with one stone. Interpreted correctly, your intuition will automatically shift block energy to like anxiety, depression, all form of emotional trauma into a state of you can use them as a fuel to free yourself by accomplishing the dream of you. Your solution is the dream of you. You have to manifest your dream of you. Your dream of you is your intent, your dream, your life purpose, what you are. You need to manifest in this fourth shift. Understanding that intuition will give you facility to identify and choose your circle. You'll be surrounded by like-minded people that you are connected with, and they and you will feel the connection, the heat. There will be an indicator. You will be able to smell confidence because everybody is naked emotionally, so you can read their emotion, identify and follow your purpose. You will be able to execute planned decision on your behalf. And it will be a satisfying feeling, because for the first time you feel like standing for you, celebrating you, all the small step, realizing you. You will be able to enjoy the ride, like I promised, from the windows of your life, guiding others, serving at the same time your higher purpose. You will find your place in this world because you are the information of where you need to be. In the fifth shift, we have to talk about it. As you can see, you need proper coaching. Invest in a proper coaching to make sure that all that was impossible can be possible. In this 5 simple shifts presented here today in this webinar are embedded a lifetime of neuro research. You can bet on it. A lifetime but effective holistic diet. You can bet on it. With priceless electromagnetic meditation and breakthrough techniques using human energy field. Yep, you heard me. Your energy will be your healer. From there, you will need the assistance of a specific light guide. I use light because light is intent, light radio frequency. It travels 300,000 kilometers per second, and then light is not the incandescence, the effect that you see when you turn on the switch. Light is a frequency, it's an information, it's hiding the proton. And you are that light. You are the 4 elements. The 4 elements are in and out of you, using your own energy and to be your own healer. And from there, you will be able to get the rope to manifest your dream and escape the darkness that you have been trapped in until now. Um, the second part is the easiest one. Why you must be committed to change the outcome of your life. Invest in a mentor, not in Fenner, nor in master the dream of you. Just know that you must invest in a mentor to make it all happen. Someone that will give you the rope, someone that already been there, that know the route, that is a guide on this darkness. You need a light guide to show you the ropes, the doors, the corridors, that knows the trick, that already passed through your pain, trauma, and experience, that can allow you what elements, what tool to create to manifest the dream of you and make it possible. We're going to use a case study. I got plenty, but I just choose just two of them. Now today, let's get deep in it and let's meet Marilyn, for instance. She came to us with deep emotional trauma, deep loss. She felt unworthy, undeserving of her dream that was our reach. We took a deep look about her case. We implemented, we talked, and then introduced her to the program of Master the Dream of You. And what happened next was nothing short of amazing. Within just a few weeks, Marilyn experienced an amazing outcome. She jumps out of bed now, full of energy, a little sleep, and she goes on days like full of love and an adventure. The plan of the next chapter of her life is clear. No fear now. She has found her true self. She can face challenges in life, and this is the shift right there. That's how the shift is at the end of the road. Once you introduce to the shift, everything changes automatically. You just need the discipline to stay on your path. That is where it's important. And less than 6 months later, now it's almost impossible to get under her skin. She was really a fragile person, really reserved, not talking. Now, with her newfound ability, she stands on her square. And, if intended, she lets her voice being heard, her intention. She stands for herself now. She had the courage to quit her job, a single mom, and demand another position where she claimed the treatment that she deserved. Listen, someone that was never calculating, someone that is always, always defensive. To be able to achieve that in less than 6 months, it's a total new person, And since she's now aware of the root chakra, she makes future planning now. She talks about investment, about estate planning, banking. She embracing life because everything around her is resources. What used to be her fear of blocking her, like you remember the ceiling that we talked earlier, in now of tomorrow is her fuel, because she already knew that she is an eternal being, that she has to stay forever. And then we're going to talk about that when you get that course. And she live in the now. She take decision on the now because she knows she's the only person responsible for her outcome. And this is the key. Your engagement, your honesty about to practice and honor your own word. It's not about me. It's about you. Are you ready to press the challenges? She was an introvert when she started to be introduced to the program. Now she's not even an extrovert. She's a go-getter. Now, to sum it up, your best life is only a way to overcome anxiety and depression. Your best life, your best version of you is the solution. With the right guidance, of course, you can help manifest, you can help change the world, because your metamorphosis will be the key. Give you a place. Your place will give you a purpose. Your purpose will give you in which direction your actions should go. And this is what we do. And then to push it, to give more structure, we can analyze, some, most of my clients give me five stars. Let's say it's like Melissa, and the chakra call was beneficial in assisting me to something in perspective. I understand how to align my energy appropriately, and why his guidance is able to understand the importance of the chakra alignment and its importance. I recommend this to you. Thank you, Master. René Olivier, I believe from Europe, felt more in peace, aware, strong, confident, and aligned. My sole purpose, I learned about myself. That was an amazing experience. I recommend to anyone who wants to raise their vibration in their consciousness, and I only trust numbers and organic reviews. And this is a business I recently structured 2020, and then you cannot fake the reviews. So after the seance, and I say, I will send you a link, please write whatever you feel. And I understand there's a lot that they don't say, and you're gonna see it in a minute when I change to other slide. Like, let's take for instance Mary Kenzie. I believe she was in California. This is a great experience that I live, because the room that was cold changed temperature. You see, there's a new input. So it's something you truly experience. The other two people, like, they didn't want to go too deep into it. They were defensive because you don't want to be labeled crazy. But it's a fact, and trust me, I've been on that road. So the temperature of the room has to change. I believe most of you are feeling loud in less than 2 minutes. And I said, I encourage everyone who didn't do it, you got to take that chakra call. You won't regret it. Peace, love, and blessing to all. And I say, thank you, Master. Erwan from Canada, from my experience, it was a great. Fenner is a true guy. He's able to feel and understand what you are feeling. It gives you advice based on what you should do, and only a person who has chakra open can help you with your chakra. I have felt him sometimes now. It feels better. It was a deep depression case, and what's happening is he doesn't have to talk really, because we can relate to different things. And then if I went more to different slide, you would see the more thing that would be labeled crazy. I have to stay on the top. But all that to say that, let's think about Claudia, for instance. The chakra was a good experience for me. I had learned from it, and I see the heat in my body, and I can feel the high open on my forehead. You see, the more we go, the more we get elements. And I can assure you, everybody from the beginning, from the previous review, felt the same thing. But some of them felt comfortable talking about it, some of them felt comfortable not. But I'm not the one doing it. I just suggest, please give me a review based on their experience so I can make the service better. And she said that I can feel it in my head. It was really relaxing, and I recommend it to you, Philippe Gilles. Thank you again. And I said, thank you, Master. You see, it was a really great experience. Wow. Unbelievable. These are the type of comments. These are the type of review that can allow me with authority today, that I can promise you in this webinar, you learn why you need these step-by-step technique in 8 weeks to overcome anxiety and depression, and to drive that energy toward manifesting the dream of you, your solution. Why do you need to learn the practice of honesty as a virtue? We talked about it earlier. Why you need the first asset, you need to be your first acquisition. It means you need to be aware. Why you need to invest in you. It's the best way to manifest your dream or to master it. And master it means I refer to your fear. And why you need to be aware of self-science, which is the electromagnetic secret that we talked about previously earlier. And why this particular knowledge will securely guide you toward the assignment. You see what I said? Assignment that you need to desperately complete to master the dream of you. Because everybody here came with a dream, an assignment, something that they have to accomplish in order to create balance. And you know what it is. And now we are on the crossroad. We're getting to the crossroad. You need to leave that anxiety well behind. You need to leave that depression well behind and change into a bright day. What do you need to win? Well, it's easy. You need to learn the magnetic virtue and the practice of honesty in the first step. You need to learn the practice of acceptance as a second step. You need to learn the magnetic meditation to master yourself in 2 stages, and learn to be ready to seek you to follow your intuition, your compass. And you need to learn to invest in proper coaching. These are really specific techniques putting together for a long time. It took a lot of years to master it. Now you have a choice. A choice to finally have a proven technique, and the choice is yours. Well, how can I help? Hello? Well, My team and I made the next 48 hours available, so I can personally talk to you, so I can, use these techniques to master the dream of you. You might want to know, what it is more. And then the course is absolutely free to you. And then on the other hand, remember, you are not alone. Whatever the challenge you may, think you are alone, it's a world. I've seen it before. So in my line of work. And then I have to remind you guys, it's not for everyone. You must experience one of the followings. It's really important. We need to filter down because it's not for everyone. You must receive a call to serve humanity. You feel it deep down, just like when you're gonna have a baby, or a heavy feeling, or a duty call. You feel it in your chest. And then those of you, you know who you know. You must experience premonition, flashes, empathy, synchronicity, emotional, mental challenges, or trauma. These are signs that show that you are around depression and anxiety, because unexpressed thought create internal dialogues, either mentally, emotionally, or physically as an act. Remember that real power only comes from truth. Once you are in this program, you are expected to intensely practice the virtue of honesty. It's a prerequisite. If you really want to change yourself, that's the only thing you got to do. Now, why we are doing this? It's simple. And by understanding my why, you will understand yours. Because I have found my purpose. I love what I do. I do it in the morning. I do it at nighttime. I am passionate about it. I'm a musician. I have a lot of good attribute and influencer. But this, when I do, I'm in love. I don't see the time passes. So I grow from it. And I am able to feel the misunderstood, feeling, and I love to help others, finding their voice, heal and manifest their purpose. And this is what I'm here for, sending more people free so they can be the change, the light of this world. Plus, I know that you may need some help, to master the dream of you, all right? Overcoming anxiety, depression, and all form of mental and emotional, maybe physical distress, blocking you from manifesting your best life. Well, if so, we could talk about it and then see if it's a good fit for both of us. Unpackage the value of this webinar. You see, if I knew what I knew 20 years from now, my whole life dynamic would be changed. My economical, my vision, my success rate, my challenges would be a total different thing. 3wmasterthedreamofyou.com, www.masterthedreamofyou.com. Spots are limited. Get ready to sign up and then get ready to have you on a call. I will be happy to talk with you, and then you will feel the difference. It's like I said, it's easier to prove than to explain. You can confirm your change, your energy feeling, you can change the balance, by now. All your energy already shifts. So you already tested the product. But now you need to know how to do it and to keep that peace in your home, in your life, and in your destiny. Be the light. I'm expecting you to change the world. I believe in you. Peace. To another time then.